We're not worthy! We're not worthy! We're not worthy! We're scum! We're not worthy! We're not worthy! We're not worthy! We're scum!
We're live. Hello. Welcome.
Hello.
We're here. It's all of us. Live, not recorded. Whoosh. Was there a whoosh sound? There shouldn't have been. Hello. It's all of us. And we got Grania, the timeshare kitten.
She says, "Oh, time to go visit Rooney."
Yeah, there. God. Yeah, we're here. We're live. The last time we did this live, I think, was session 0, right? I think, maybe, or was that I don't even remember anymore, to be honest with you.
I don't know.
No, that was recorded. Like when we rolled all of our stats and stuff.
Yeah, that must have been recorded.
Yeah, that was recorded.
We didn't even do it live. Yeah, we are gonna talk about Tall Tower, the ending of it, what happened, what we think our characters are up to now, what is happening in the Dominion probably, and answer some questions. We got a whole bunch of questions, mostly from Rooney. We love you, Rooney. But I'm sure we might have questions, and I'm sure if anybody's into chat, throw a question out, and we'll try to answer it. I hope Grimmier started a loincloth line. Yeah. Coward schmear. No. Go.
You can't put schmear in a loincloth line.
It's got to be Gucci. It has to be Gucci. Fantasy Gucci. For your gooch. Sorry.
No, it tracks. It fully tracks.
Yeah, it does fully track. How about I do a round. We of course had Matt Higdon as Judge Reinhorn. We had Josh Fritz as Lux Darkzephyr. We had Patrick O'Reilly as WB40. We had me as Grimmier Våldsam. And we had Sinéad as Dungeon Master. I should have had delay.
Tall DM.
Dungeon Master.
I don't think that did anything.
What? I think it did.
It might have worked in stream.
I think it went to the stream. Let me know if that did anything. Maybe I didn't fix that and it just goes to my headphones. I heard it. It sounded great.
We'll take your word for it.
Yeah, Tall Tower was truly so much fun. And yeah, that was it. It was an echo. And Sinéad, really, you tried really hard to kill us, I feel.
I mean, yeah, until my conscience got in the way right at the end. I learned something about myself, as I said after that session. I just didn't have it in me to use power word kill on you guys. I just didn't. I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
I
didn't try as hard as I could have.
Very little HP was lost on my end.
Yeah.
I took damage.
Yeah, as a DM, I find it if I don't kill you in the first couple of sessions, like there's a chance I've grown to like your character. You're going to be alive for as long as I can manage to work it into the narrative.
Judge and WB did really well. Like you guys didn't take a whole lot of damage the entire time. I've got some learning to do.
That
or
also
some conscience to do away with.
Yeah.
What Justin said just sounded something like Grimmier would say. I took some damage.
I took a lot of damage. Yeah. Well, I thought I was going to go down, and I wasn't getting as much heals from my magical tattoo either. So
You also weren't damaging as much as you should have been.
Yeah, because I missed out on 12 d6 of damage.
Yeah. Yeah.
How did that happen? Did you forget about something?
No,
You thought it was 1d6 per charge, but it's 4d6 per charge.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
So on 4 hits, he robbed himself of
Read your
3d6 per charge.
But the thing is, I was using it correctly, and then I just stopped using it correctly.
Yeah, wait, Josh, didn't you fuck up Lux's character sheet in the last one too?
Yeah, I
can't
for
remember
sure had
what happened,
advantage. I was supposed to have advantage when he got paralyzed, and I rolled it once, and then like
Yeah.
at the end of the episode, I was like, "Fuck! I've been laying here for 30 minutes."
Yeah. It was four rounds.
Yeah.
I had a grand nap though, so I mean,
Yeah.
I
Worked
was
out for me, the end.
surprised.
Yeah,
I was
well
surprised.
rested.
I was surprised we didn't get power word kill to the cleric, because then it would just have been like,
Oh, I fully was expecting that.
Yeah.
what do we
Yeah.
do?
Yeah, I mean, a real big bad probably would have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
mean-
realize we were coming upon him that fast because my intention was to cast Death Ward on myself, but it was
Right.
going to be, I can't reset my spells on a short
Oh,
rest,
yeah.
so I got to
Yeah.
do a long rest in order to do it. That was just poor planning on Judge's part.
yeah, and I went pretty ham with the what was it, the hero points and the luck spending beforehand.
Oh,
Yeah.
We'll get another long rest in before this happens, and then it's like the next session's like, okay, you guys are fighting the big bad.
Here's the big baddie.
Yeah. Well, it was
Cool.
the Merilith. You were like, luck point, luck point, luck point, hero points. Right after the
Yeah.
Merilith, it's like, oh, here's the Lich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well.
No, and that is exactly how I run my like boss encounters though. It's like, yeah, you got to fight a big bad general to use up a lot of those spells and everything, and here he
Yeah.
is. You
Yeah.
should have seen it coming.
I mean, especially after my failure with the middle of the night thing, you guys definitely should have seen it coming. I need to have at least one time when they don't have a long rest between fights.
Yeah, because it
Yeah.
was like, you guys don't
Yeah.
get a long rest. And we're like, no, that fight took 12 seconds.
Yeah.
We woke up,
Cons-
killed shit, and we're like, okay, I'm going to go to bed, I guess.
Back to sleep.
Yeah.
Yes. Judgment.
Yeah, you said, guess you say you had poor judgment? Yes. That exactly. The ending was
Oh god.
exciting.
Gnocchi loincloths.
The ending was exciting because there's a big mystery, involved where we had that evil talisman that we just brought back with like the golden talisman and stuff like that. Little baby.
Little visitor.
Stream baby.
Sorry.
She wanted to see mom.
Yeah, Dad's on the way to the fridge for some milk.
I want to know what, Sinead, you were planning on with that evil talisman, because we took both.
You did take both.
Harry was like, take the
Yeah.
good one, and we're like, we're gonna take both.
We're gonna take two of them.
I mean, that was on you. Like
It
the
almost
only
killed me.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's a pack of damage every 6 seconds from
Yeah.
that evil one. If you're good aligned,
Does anybody else want to hold it?
if Lux had held it, Lux would have taken less damage because this is like the one time when alignment actually mattered. Because that was I can't remember the like real names, but it was like the Talisman of Ultimate Evil and the Talisman of Ultimate Good.
Yeah.
So the real reason that they existed there was because I came up with a conceit for the big bad to have a ritual happen, and how better to have a clash of ultimate good and ultimate evil than to have a really, really bad guy and a really, really good PC or like NPC each get the ultimate amulet of good and evil and then like be forced together in ritual. So if she had been dragged into the center, she would have had the amulet on, and then he would have had the amulet on, and then he would have, if it had gotten to that point, like if she had failed a bunch of those strength saves with the zombies dragging her towards the center,
I'm hungry. I'm so hungry.
Yeah, she literally just ate. Like it's been 20 minutes. If she had if Queen Harry had failed a bunch of those strength saves and gotten dragged towards the center, she would have had a chance to do something with that amulet, but he would have had a chance to also, it's like, I can't remember exactly now because my brain is mush, but the mechanic that the amulets give to people if they're the correct alignment while they're wielding them is basically the ability to banish good or evil, depending, like the characters, just like that. And it's really almost game ending. So some of you guys could have gotten fully banished. And she would have had one chance to get rid of him.
Get banished, idiot.
Get banished. You fuck.
But it was more as like a symbol, because I figured it wouldn't get to the actual like interacting with the amulets. They were more of an end game, like crazy item just to be involved at the end.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was thinking about them like when we first went in there, I was like, I'm gonna swing up there in bird form and pick up one of those talismans, and
if you picked up the evil one, man, yeah, it does a lot of damage immediately. Like immediately.
You wouldn't have been a bird anymore.
It didn't even cross
the
my
W
mind.
bird.
Honestly, not even a thought.
Yeah. Well, you probably would have had a lot of trouble because there wasn't like a good place to stand and grab them, because I had glyphs that were like quite damaging in the floor all the way around it. Yeah, I mean, you didn't know what the glyphs were, but you knew that there were glyphs.
Yeah. Yeah.
We fell off some
So
glyphs.
you weren't planning for a mechanical seagull to swoop in and pick up the
yeah. I mean, it was open to it. Like, the Amulet of Good is a handy thing to have around if we ever go back to the Dominion.
Yeah. Oh man, it'd be fun, especially
of ultimate good.
I guess speaking of going back to the Dominion, what do we think we
what's everyone up to?
Yeah, what do we all get up to?
This is it.
This is it. That's what. Yeah.
All right, good stream, guys.
All right, see you later. Bye.
Judge definitely after a couple encounters ended up creating a themed resort type situation where it's
Judge World.
It's kind of like Judge World,
Judy World.
Judy's World, but
Court
all
Island.
the rooms are interconnected by a lot of confusing corridors, and if you are able to get to the front register to check out by the requested checkout time, then your stay is free. But you do also have to pay per day. So if you get stuck, right, it's going to be a whole... I remember lean him back in. He really wanted to get back to his roots after going through that dungeon. Saw what was passing for labyrinths there and just wasn't impressed. And it was like, they just don't understand good labyrinth architecture. And, he definitely did some working with WB. And it's just like, I mean, I don't want them to go insane, but just on the brink of insanity.
Yeah, WB stood on the edge of the cliff with his son next to him, and then they jumped off after they made some wings out of feathers and wax. And WB's son actually ended up flying too close to the sun and fell into the water and died.
Beakerus?
Yeah, Beakerus.
Beakerus.
It's the bird form.
It could be
Beakerus.
Judge Judy's Clerical Funhouse. Hell yes.
That's very good.
Definitely what it's called.
That's very good. What did Lux get up to?
Ooh, Lux had to go and do some soul searching after admitting that he can do magic.
Yeah.
And, yeah, right. And then
I forgot he was trying to hide that.
yeah, hiding it so well. So I think what happens is he actually goes back to his ship where he's captain and starts sailing again. He's like, "All right, guys, got to tell you something." And everybody's like, "Yeah, we know." Oh, what? No, but I hit it so well. I'm like, no, you did not. Like, oh, well, shit. Okay. And yeah, that's
man. You didn't have to tell us. Like we already knew this.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to make this a whole
Yeah.
thing.
Just like a big coming out and then being like, oh, well, all right, I guess like let's just keep sailing the seas then.
Back at it, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, onward and upward.
yeah.
I
Who
think.
adopted Gertch?
What's that?
I said, who adopted Gertch?
Is Gertch that young? He needs someone to adopt him.
Yeah, well,
No, he's just that useless.
yeah, I was gonna say, I pictured
He
him
needs
being
a
Gertch's
minder.
40s.
He definitely needs a minder.
Well,
Gurge is only.
I mean, he's more
No,
than
he's
welcome.
in the fun
he's
house
more than
now.
welcome to work security. I mean, I'm sure with his, roguish capabilities, he could do security at, Judge Judy's.
Maybe he's just
clear
sneaking
funhouse.
around the
Yeah.
funhouse,
he's
He's
lost.
taking notes
He's
for
still in
you.
there.
He's on day 58 and knows he can't afford to get out now.
Rudy said we just dropped him off in a soft room in the palace.
Yeah.
I mean, he deserves a break.
Yeah. Never goes near water ever again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so
I mean,
far
would you?
inland. Yeah.
No.
Just give him a long straw. This is your new glory hole.
Oh, Jesus.
I think
That's where the
Be the
glory
sheep.
of Judy pours through.
Praise be to she.
I think Grimmier leaves the Dominion and
Gasp.
gives the
Goes to Sobeys.
captain of the guard over to the NPC I made up that maybe doesn't even fucking exist. In
Oh,
the
that
book.
one
now.
from a
His
festival?
name is
Yeah.
Kitten.
His name is Myrick. I
Mm.
did a bit in the first episode
Yeah.
and I just went with it, and then but if that NPC exists or whoever
Sure.
else, Grimmier gives the captain of the guard title to them, because now it's like evil's out there, it's there, and
true.
Grimmier is not going to just
Okay.
like stand
hunting.
around.
Yeah.
He's gone. It's like evil is out there. Nobody's doing anything. I need to go fight it.
We're just sitting around.
Lux
in
over here's you
resorts.
bitching about evil being out there and nobody doing anything about it, and just on the ship being like, hey man, I'm here. I'm doing things.
Well, fucking give me a ride.
Do you want to join? Like,
Yes.
You
I got
literally
room
just asked
for
me
you.
for a
Let's
you asked me
go.
for a ride like 20 minutes ago. Come on.
yeah. All right, mate. Just jump on board. Where do you think we're going?
Lex and
Ooh.
Grimmier's pirate adventure.
Yeah.
It's a good spin-off. Good spin-off series. Grimmier has to invent interplanar travel. Yeah, we sail into
Jesus.
the astral sea somehow. Terrifying. Yeah, I think I think that was his plan, because in my mind, Grimmier takes trips every now and then to like draw out maps and landscape and stuff like that, which is what his like little thing he carried throughout the tower was. He had his
Yeah.
cartography tools, and he had his book of giant runes, and that was pretty much his only items that weren't combat oriented, or clothing in small amounts. But I think that's
I'm
in
just
my
trying
mind.
to imagine Grimmier like trying to keep track of having ink in like one of those massive calligraphy
Yeah.
brushes.
Well, he had it like in a scroll case on his back, next to his book, and there's like a little
Just
vial.
underneath his hair.
Yeah, in his beard.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just earrings that are lobes of ink.
He uses
like
his
inkwells.
beard as the brush. That's why it's black.
Can you guys hear the bark of the neighbor's new dog that just sits outside?
No.
Okay, beautiful. All right.
Hold on, let me listen in
Need to
real
know.
life, because I might be able to.
You probably can hear it. Stick your head out your window.
Yeah, truly.
Kidnap him.
Yeah, kidnap the dog.
Oh,
WB
that was a
probably.
sad bark.
Oh, I just heard.
Well,
Oh, I think I heard it,
remember,
yeah.
All right, fine. I'll go kidnap him.
WB probably moved in near Higdon and adopted a dog that he has no idea how to care for. No.
You go around, WB got a collar around his neck, and the dog's just carrying the tether. This feels natural.
The dog seems to know where he is going. I do not. I would imagine WB just got on the trot once again and got back to his life of finding more bees that need help.
Well, you can join us on the
And-
ship until
Yep.
we diverge. I don't know what happens.
Yeah.
We got to go fight evil, so a ship is a good way to get around, I guess.
Yeah, we'll get a ride with Lux and go find some stuff.
Judge is more than willing to join after like the 2-year mark. I mean, most new businesses fail after 2 years, so if we can make it to like 30 months.
I mean, if you've got
Judge-
enough people trapped in there,
Judge
then the
is
banks will never come for
100%.
you because
I mean,
the
but here's the thing:
payments
they
are
need
coming.
To get out. They need to get out eventually, because if they're just stuck in there, they're just accruing the debt. They don't have to pay until they leave. So if they never leave, I don't get money. I think I just realized the flaw in my plan. WB.
I like to think
We
that
what you
need
should
some
do.
like escape hatches that we could just like accidentally trip
Maybe
open.
some chest ladders.
Perhaps you could
Yeah.
create a central entrance shaft rather than an exit one, and you yourself could go in and just start killing people as a way to force the other ones to get out.
All right.
First stop
I
on the
will
trip
really get
against
back to my
evil,
roots.
this
Yeah.
seaside resort,
Really get back to my
where
roots.
a minotaur descends from the center of a labyrinth and murders people.
Grayson said
All right,
that
well,
Judge
we got
inve-
season 2 planned.
Grayson
Judge
said
invents
Judge
escape
invents
rooms.
escape rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very good.
That's perfect.
I like to
Shit, that's
think that we
exactly what he does.
told. No, I like to think Lux and Grimmier were talking about getting out on the water and feeling like the good sea breeze, and WB40 was like, sea bees.
Sea bees. I was not aware of sea bees.
I'd like to see some bees.
Yeah, it's everywhere out there, WB. You can't escape it. You're in the open water. It's all around you. And the whole campaign
Is
a
it one big bee?
Maybe, yeah. Maybe the breeze is caused by one giant bee on the other side of the world.
So one bee creates one more bee.
No, you need 2 bees who love each other very much.
2 bees or not 2 bees, I don't think it matters.
Alas, poor York.
Who's Yorick? Did we forget someone?
He is one of the bees that died.
We have some questions,
I
unless we
barely
want
knew
to.
him.
Sorry, what was that, Patrick?
I barely knew him.
Unless we,
Yeah.
Sinead, did you have anything?
No, I was literally just pulling up the Discord, the thing that it's called.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Did you have anything for like what Harry gets up to, or the rest of the general Dominion now that the Queen is back?
Yeah, I think that there'd be like some follow-up because obviously you guys found out a lot of context for the war, so you had fought a great war against an evil that had taken over the Dominion, or like it wasn't the Dominion yet, I guess, but it had taken over the land, and then you vanquished it, and yeah. The price of bread was just ridiculous.
The fucking bread! I was about to say it. It's so expensive.
But I think that her and Bren would have started digging into that and going around outside the Dominion to see if there was any it's 10 years after, so there wouldn't be like strongholds still, but they'd put a renewed effort into figuring out if there was still like strings attached to this evil empire builder or whatever the fuck you want to call him. But also I was thinking of like what would be like a follow-up thing, and I think that one of her immediate concerns would be taking the amulet of ultimate evil or whatever the fuck it is and like building or finding a place that it could be stashed that no one could get to, whether that was like going on some quest to
Judge's
get to some
Labyrinth.
like
I was gonna
incredibly
say.
hard yeah
Judge's
it's at the resort.
Judge's Labyrinth turned into an escape room. Once they didn't Chernobyl it and like bury it in a certain amount of cement. All right, so like the evil leached out, and that's why Judge kind of went all feral.
It's like that video.
Capitalism. Indentured servitude.
Judge, no.
If you need money, we have it.
I need more.
Lux has so much money.
I did take all that money. I did. I'm not giving it back. It's a loan.
Holy shit. Rooney, the Bill and Ted's Photoshop
Yeah.
is so good. If you're not in our Discord, go look. It's amazing. I love the idea of the fucking amulet of ultimate evil inside of the funhouse. It's so funny.
WB is the telephone booth.
Yeah, we have some questions. If anyone's in chat and has questions, feel free to throw them out in chat, and we'll try to get to them as well. But Rooney made up a very nice list of questions here as well. If we want to start making our way through and see how far we get, hopefully all of them. Do you feel like your characters grew into better, worse, or just plain different people over the course of the campaign? Or do you feel like they're the same old knuckleheads to you?
Well, WB is 100% the exact same knucklehead. Just sea bees.
You
That's
found some
just
stuff out,
perfect.
though. In the
Yeah,
you were,
but
you were
like-
trying to find stuff about your race or whatever.
Yeah, but like, it's gone now.
Yeah.
He deleted that
Sure.
file.
Yeah.
That's gone.
I need storage space. Delete.
Well, actually,
Delete.
would I still have that? It was like a ball or like a chest piece or something that ball was inside of the.
Yeah.
Fucking remember
What
this
did I
point.
say? It was like a little box with a gear on it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he'd definitely hang on to that and keep looking through it all the same.
Yeah.
Every now and then we wonder if you've fallen overboard, but you're just in this alternate plane.
Yeah. That's how we get to the astral plane.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Where the hell did this come from?
Yeah, WB forgets one day and puts it into his chest, and there's a fucking explosion that brings us on to the astral sea.
Yeah.
Whoops.
I had forgotten that one thing I wanted to do was to try and find an actual bag of holding so that I would have that last ditch effort to
Yeah.
throw that into my chest as a final, like, okay, we have to
A
get rid of
final
this thing.
escape.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I figured it would probably kill WB considering his chest is the bag of holding.
Yeah. An extra dimensional space and an extra dimensional space pulls you into oblivion. So
Yeah.
You're just MB. You're upside down and backwards. You're like,
Yeah. I
turned
had it
inside
upside
out.
down. It was set to Wumbo, and I had to turn it over to set it to Mega. little SpongeBob joke for everybody.
Is that what that was?
that's what we've been missing this whole time. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I feel
I'm
like
all out of SpongeBob references.
I feel like Grimmier was a straight line for character growth.
What, you mean you still hate evil? No way.
It's still hate evil. I don't think much else changed, if I'm honest. I can't think of a single thing. He was pretty focused. Save Harry, fight evil, annoy the shit out of Lux. Job done.
Yeah. Very good.
I felt Judge was pretty even throughout the whole thing, apart from his voice. But yeah, it wasn't until the aftermath that any changes happened, and I feel that was just success getting to his head. You know, the hotel did very well in its first year. And wanted more and more. He thought it was just going to be a quiet retreat, and then people started complaining, like, "Oh, we can't get out of the hotel. It's really difficult." And they're just like, "Oh, I remember what that felt like. Let's make it a little bigger."
Every now and then you get Brennan to test it, and he just goes through perfectly
He just
fine.
Yeah, it's like a dog trot floor plan, like front door, back door. He just walks straight through.
Yeah.
Wait, isn't Brendan Lee Mulligan?
What?
Who's Brendan?
I mean,
What?
Bren.
Bren?
The king.
Bren? The lucky one?
Yeah.
I thought you said you,
Yeah.
and then you get Brandon to test it. I
Oh,
was like,
Bren,
where's this coming from? I was like,
space.
of all the things that Brendan Lee
Look-
Mulligan is good at,
Look
nobody's
behind,
really
look
good at
behind
voices
you,
this year.
Patrick. He's in your room.
He's lucky, and he also, in my head, I don't know if I ever said this out loud, is a divination wizard.
Hmm.
So,
Oh, I think we said
Yeah,
oh
that.
no,
for
I
sure you
did
said-
say that. Yeah, because he
Yeah.
had a vision before he gave you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His sack. I should have called it literally anything other than that.
Oh my goodness! I can't believe we didn't talk about Bren Sack the last like 6 games.
What did the swan do, or was it just a symbol?
The swan was a symbol. I left it a little bit open-ended, but I wanted you guys to have proof that you came from Harry,
Right.
or like proof that you came from the Dominion, because there were different times and places where there were things that I thought up that you could have gotten yourself out of trouble if you could prove that you were who you said you were, and that was her sort of sigil.
Hmm.
So,
In my head,
like,
sorry.
it could have convinced Gertch if it had come to that.
Right.
Just stuff like that. Yeah.
In my head, I thought it was like one of those items, the ones that's like the black dog statue that turns into a large hound,
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
like that. I was like, we get a giant swan.
Swan?
Yes.
Yes.
No, the swan was not the useful thing. Well, I mean, it could have been useful depending. But the other thing was the useful thing. The thing that you didn't use.
Wait, what was the other thing?
There was a bead that you could have crushed to cast Liamon's tiny hut.
Oh,
But
right.
it turned out that was another like sort of DM foible. I had overlapping intentions and sort of lost out on one side of them, which was like the Lich. The idea was that he was fairly solitary, so obviously he didn't have a tower packed with cronies because he was doing his own thing, but that meant that you guys could sleep like any time because it wasn't packed with all these bad people who were ambushing you.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, I guess they might not need a protection for a long rest then. So it was fine that you didn't use it.
30 episodes of us being like, where is everyone? So empty.
Oh, Josh, you didn't get to answer that. We wandered off.
Oh, yeah, no, it's all good. No, I was just thinking Lux Lux tried to have character development. Be like, oh, I can do magic now.
I think Lux had the closest to character development. That
Yeah,
anyone.
except that when he gets up to the open sea, it's kind of negative character development because he can cast lightning bolt now, so he's just palpatining ships from like, oh, I don't have to hide this anymore. Lightning bolt. Like, oh, cool. Now we've got another evil in the realm to deal with.
Lux, that was just a
Lightning
seagull.
Wait, shut up, Grimmier.
My son.
WB, I think we have to kill Lux.
Yeah, we've created a monster. Yeah.
I'm just picturing a bee with like on top of its actual wings, more wings, but instead of wax, stuck together with honey.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh
yeah.
my god, yes. Perfect.
Yeah.
And a fake beak for no reason. It's literally just Fabian dressed up in a shitty Spirit Halloween costume.
Well, that's perfect because Fabian can't fly.
That's right.
Just bounce him off the crow's nest.
Amazing. We
Maybe the real evil was the friends we made along the way.
I'm hearing an echo from somewhere and I don't know where it is. Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Hear it?
Hi.
Yeah. I heard it.
Oh,
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
I'm an idiot. You're an idiot.
You're an idiot.
The next question is, were there any parameters or guidelines to follow when we were building characters? We sort of did, but for the most part, I feel like it was pretty open in terms of options for us to choose.
I made up that one pager, but it was more of world context because I wanted you guys to tie yourself to the royal family so that you would actually give a shit about rescuing the queen.
Yeah. I think that was pretty much the only thing, really.
Yeah. And Patrick didn't even do that. So.
I was gonna say. I was literally gonna say. I just ignored everything you said anyway. It was like, I'm having a robot guy.
Specifically, a robot guy with no memory. Like, could have been a robot guy who had been like part of a faction or something. But
no, he's a robot dude, and his head is full of bees with no memories.
It's very funny.
You remember all that stuff you said? I don't. So this is what I'm gonna do.
That's very true to my life. Remember all of those things you said about the stuff? I don't. So
it just reminds me of when you were like, Justin, we should stream Terraria sometime. I was like, we did, Patrick. We fully did multiple times.
Yeah.
So good.
Even when you told me, I was just like, did we?
Here's the video.
I actually had to go back and be like, oh fuck, we did.
You guys all get a special letter for the queen, and WB gets a note that says, "Hey, robot, you up?"
with a winky face emoji at the end. Like, what is this?
And WB's
all right,
the
on to the most important question. How many bees would WB be if WB could become bees?
40.
Whoa!
Just 40?
Was not expecting that number.
I was picturing 1,000. You know?
No, it's WB 40.
Oh, that makes sense.
Still wasn't expecting it.
I was picturing like your form just turns into little bees. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he was too.
He actually is. He actually is all little bees. All of his molecules are made up of a new molecule, which is bee molecule.
Just bees.
Molecule.
Molecule.
It's like Bollywood, but molecules.
But with bees. What were some of our favorite moments? God, too many of them, truly.
You're asking me to remember something?
We played a campaign.
Did you just hear the Terraria thing?
This isn't session 0.
Yeah, what?
I thought we were playing a game tonight, guys. You would not believe your knees if you said bees. Got super pissed and wreck your shit. Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you, Rooney. You would.
I did love.
That's gonna be stuck in my head now.
Never knowing, because we went in with some like special rules, like the damage rules and stuff like that, like the what's the word?
Lingering
injuries. Thank you.
Lingering damage.
Yeah.
Should have made that worse.
Well, I think Grimmier got the closest to getting a lingering injury like right away in the first fight. I'm pretty sure.
Against the mushrooms?
No, against the fucking giant. Not the
against the Fomorian.
Grimmier is now allergic to mushrooms.
Yeah, fuck. Those fun guys.
I just was like, listen, it's a tower full of evil. We got to fight everything. The first fight, you guys are like, no, we're just gonna go to the door. Like, what?
But mushrooms.
What do you mean you're going to the door? There's evil out here.
Yeah, I dumped that down from the suggestion on the DM guide. I was like, that seems like a lot. I'm gonna lessen it partially for me, so I had less to keep track of. But it would have been more fun if I had, because I think it suggests anytime you, it might be anytime you get a crit. There's a chance of it, so it could have been a lot. But then also most of them can be fixed with magical healing. So having a level 10 cleric in the party would have negated a lot of the lasting shit.
Right.
I feel like a lot of it would have ended up being like, it's like, oh well, what happens now? And then Higdon would have been like, well, my encyclopedic mind about D&D things says that this is what happened, but I'm playing a cleric, so it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I worked against myself so much in this campaign.
I just don't know anything about D&D, so I was fine.
I don't think I've ever played Dungeons and Dragons before.
We should stream
That could
it
be fun.
sometime.
We could do that sometime.
In terms of favorite moments, I have a mushy brain right now, but I do remember Lux getting himself cornered by a horned devil and just repeatedly climbing up the wall, and I've just got like an image of that in my head of Lux just being like pop 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 pat.
Very like Mario Brothers Bowser, like, oh, let me just wall jump, go. There you go. Do that again. Yeah, he's coming back.
I knew Lux was the squishiest because like wild shape druid, you just become something with hit points. Giant cleric with plate armor. I wasn't too worried about myself. And I can't use a lot of my abilities on myself either. So it was a lot of time of like, why is Lux running away? Fucking god damn it. Shield reaction thing. Go.
Shieldon, I choose you.
Shieldon. Yeah.
I was a big fan of when we found Gemma and tried to the encounter with our reaction to Gemma. I don't know.
Gemma. I think we have to bring Gemma back, obviously. I think that's the boat adventure we go on. The first mission is we bring the Gemma dust with us.
Yes.
It's just on an urn in the captain's quarters.
I also did enjoy the plunge off of the cliffs. That was fully thought that was going to work out better than it did.
I also thought that was going to go a lot better than it did.
I knew it was going to go bad.
I knew it could go bad.
Yeah.
I knew it could go bad, but never so hard in my life did I think it'll be fine.
That everybody but Lux would fail.
Yep.
Oh, fuck. That was very funny.
I have to say, probably one of my favorite memories is just I asked you how far down the hole was after we fell down into the hole. And you said 30 feet. And I was like, well, I only have one 10-foot ladder.
that was very good.
You've just been carrying that around this whole time? Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
You used that as a stretcher for Gertch too, I think, when you pulled him out of his weird cage thing.
Yeah, I think the plan is to cast True Resurrection on the pile of dust, Rooney. I think that was her plan, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once I get high enough level.
Yeah. Truly,
once I get high enough.
Once I'm high enough. Truly, there were so many fucking hilarious and good moments. Almost every episode we were fucking dying laughing about something.
Yeah. As you say, I think my favorite moment is the fact that WB always made fun of how short Lux was compared to everybody else. And the very last episode he casts Enlarge on him and he finally gets to be a big boy. And I'm like, oh yeah.
Listen,
like,
Grimmier
just so happy about it.
Grimmier could have been a huge creature. I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, he could have.
Because Enlarge
He only held back for the sake of Lux's ego.
Absolutely.
I love the thought of how many feet is it? It's 8 times in all directions or something like that. Enlarge.
Jesus.
No, that's not
for
right.
medium, large,
I
to
think it's
huge.
just
No, it's 4.
You double in all dimensions or something like
Yeah.
Yeah.
that. So Grimmier
So you would have been 4 times.
would have been 36 feet tall, I think.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Because he becomes 18 or 19 feet, I think. 19 feet. No, 18 feet, yeah. With his own ability. And then Enlarge would make that double again.
That's a tidy number.
36.
36.
Had to do some quick math there.
Hell yeah.
Get huge, idiot.
Get huge. Oh, did anyone make any songs or albums, playlists, I meant to say, for their characters?
I started to, like, before we started playing, and I was like, I don't know of music.
It's just gonna be all jokes.
Yeah.
I never do that, though. I know people do it a lot. Like every character, they make a new playlist for, but I never do it.
I think we made the joke in like episode 1 or 2 that Lux just has Evanescence blaring in the captain's cabin of the ship at all times. So.
Jesus, fucking just already wake up, Lux.
Yeah.
Wake me up. No, wake yourself up.
I can't wake up.
I'll fucking wake you up.
He goes in, Lux is just sitting down crying over his diary.
Just watched the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie for the 19th time. Like, oh, it's so magical.
Where'd you get a DVD player?
I got it on
What's
a WB.
DVD?
Yeah.
It's the best use of interdimensional travel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have a DVD player. I'm watching this on interdimensional cable. What are those words?
Yeah.
BVB?
BVB.
BVB.
Yeah.
What's a V stand for? Bees, vertical bees.
Bees versus bees versus bees.
V's vertical. Yeah.
There's just 3 different colors of bees, but they're incredibly tiny and they fight in a way that plays out moving pictures.
It's RGB.
Yeah, it's
but
it's RGB.
RGBs.
That's
I think that's what Sinead was getting at.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Did you, Sinead, have the entirety of the tower planned out in advance, or did you kind of build it out as we were going?
No.
Evil mushrooms? Question mark.
The mushrooms were there from the start. Let's be real. They were a core mechanic.
That's where the whole
had...
thing came from.
Yeah.
I had
these cool mushrooms.
Yeah. I had the idea of the tower with a really bad evil wizard at the top of it, and the idea that the tower was like built, the like concept behind it was that it was like built over the course of this evil wizard gaining power, so the bottom of it would have been made when it was a lower level wizard, so the bottom was like actually a tower, and then as you guys got higher, the wizard got more powerful, so it turned into like extra dimensional spaces and stuff that didn't make sense physically
cool.
anymore. So
that is cool.
I had
That's
that.
why one level was a cliff.
Yeah, and then there was just like the mummy tomb in the middle where it just like turned into sandstone and then turned off again, and just like random shit. So that was at the point when the wizard was powerful enough to pull pockets of other places in. But with that concept, I obviously had a lot of flex. So what I really had was a page in my notebook that was the result of me going through the monster manual and all my D&D books one day and being like, that's a cool monster. Oh, that's a cool monster. And trying to figure out which ones were like challenge rating appropriate for me to throw at you guys at approximately the levels that you were going to be at. So I had like vague ideas of types of rooms and types of like monsters you could fight, and as the episodes went on, I just kind of cherry picked and made ones that seemed to make sense for how it was going.
It sounds like your journal was a what's that, Savage Worlds guidebook in a way, where it was just like, turn to page 394.
And it never...
Actually, literally, I have like notes that are like this item or like this monster, and then in brackets it's like Explorer's Guide to Wildmount, page this. Dungeon Master's Guide, page this.
That's
like
handy.
Tasha's, page this.
That's very handy. If it was Savage Worlds, it would just be a grenade and it doesn't explain what the fuck it does.
Yeah.
You walk
Sleeping
into a
guys.
room.
And that's
There's a
after.
grenade in the center of the room. It's not on a plinth. It's just there.
It's just there.
And by the center of the room, we mean the center. It's not
Yeah.
on the floor.
I remembered, speaking of the tower and the way it was built, one of my favorite parts of the tower actually was that four-way divide that we found ourselves in, that each went to a different teleportation to
Oh,
a
yeah, that
different
was cool.
place on the world itself, and then like all of those had the frozen tableaus of like evil things happening.
Yeah, I like that.
And we weren't sure if they were, I mean, I wasn't sure if they were from the past or they're just kind of a snippet taken out of time as a memory type situation, or they're actually out there happening right now. But that was very, very cool. I think that was our first glimpse of like the outside world lore that we didn't know already.
Yeah.
And it was very cool.
That was basically supposed to be a dramatic lore drop. I'm glad that it panned out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, it was very, very cool. I remember that sitting here just being like, what the fuck is going on? This is
Yeah.
wild.
Good. What question do I need to ask right now?
And then,
Give me the answer.
Yeah.
and then Judge booted that guy in the nards while he was frozen.
It's the one surefire way to make sure that something is not an illusion or frozen or like.
You got to do it. You just have to do it. How much backstory did everyone put into their characters? And maybe even for Sinead, like how much time did you spend beforehand building it out?
I can answer first, I guess. I didn't spend a ton of time building this out. I did a couple problem-solving things, like figuring out why there was a bad guy and what they were trying to do and why the fuck there was an evil tower that you guys had to get to the top of and why he kidnapped the queen. But the like core of this was I want to run a dungeon crawl. It's going to be straightforward. I want it to be high fantasy because I love high fantasy. What's a super high fantasy thing? There's a really bad guy. He's kidnapped the queen or like the princess or like whatever. But there's a kidnapped good person at the top of a tower and you need to go get them. It's cool. It's good, right? Like there's a plot. And then I just backfilled enough to make that not be completely nonsense.
I just thought on the greatest alternate ending to Tall Tower ever.
The
We get up to the-
princess is in another tower.
Yeah, we get up to the top, and one of the mushrooms from the bottom is up top,
Yeah.
and that's what he says.
Grimmier would tackle it out of the tower. Just
Yeah.
full sprint.
We make her.
Oh,
way
you're
back
looking for
after
the queen.
tower.
She's in Tower C, actually. This is Tower A.
For fuck's sake.
How do we get?
I
to
think
Tower
you'll
C?
make it. You've still got 11 minutes.
Yeah. To be fair, we did not walk around the base of the tower at all. There could be Tower B and C behind it.
Yeah, I feel like we were shoehorned.
Yeah, I didn't want you guys to spend a lot of time outside. I just wanted you to get into
Yeah.
the tower. So when I described it, I said it was built into the base of a mountain and there was like a wedge-shaped grassy lead into it. So you were funneled
Yeah,
into this tower.
I do
per my
remember.
There were-
dungeon
there were-
crawl.
There were landing
were-
strip lights like a tarmac.
They were evil mushrooms, but yes.
There's a side that says evil and an arrow is
Go
pointing
this
towards
way.
Yeah, if you guys had fucked around outside too much, those devil dogs that came to support the Fomorian were just gonna hound you into the tower from the forest.
Right,
It's like,
right,
no, we're not spending time outside.
Like
I need to get you to here so that you understand what's going on, but like, no.
The pole lights are on. Get in the fucking house.
kind of like the snake tidal wave where we're like, nope, we gotta go.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Snake tidal wave.
If there was one thing that this campaign had, it was rails.
Listen, Brennan Lee Mulligan said it best when he said every campaign is on rails. If you have like a truly
It
open
is.
campaign, it's just like you're sitting there in a sandbox
Chaos.
being like, what do we do? Like what
Yeah.
what the fuck do we do? You gotta have them a little bit. I think I built up
When did Bren the King say that?
Yeah, Bren the King, yeah. I wrote a decent amount for Grimmier, and I thought about some like reasons why he is the way he is and stuff like that. But I think I talked to Sinead about why Grimmier's beard is like seafoam and why he like wears the colors he wears, which is like a tribute to the Dominion itself. But he got the color in his beard because he went to search. He was told something that wasn't true, and he went to search for a hag to grant him a wish to change his hair seafoam green, and it was a whole situation. And that's when he got into like mapping out the Dominion. But I think, and I don't know if this is canon within Sinead's world, but in normal D&D canon, the gods of the giants have like abandoned the giants. They just fucked off a very long time ago. They're like, all right, peace out. You have no gods now. And I think Grimmier, like studying the giant runes, because he's a rune knight fighter, would have like slowly been uncovering this information that the gods abandoned all of the giants, and then Grimmier would have felt like it was his responsibility to like help and unite people.
Become a god.
Yeah, to become a god. No, to like help and unite people.
There's the third one that turns evil.
And watch out for people, because there was no one watching out for like the giants in general. And then I don't think I even mentioned that. That was just like living in the back of my head, because I don't know if that's in canon.
That sounds fine.
Sinead was planning.
Sure.
It's pretty cool.
That's self-get abandoned, idiot. Oh.
Who's listening to Evanescence now?
Wake me up. I can't wake up.
Wake me up, save me.
Lux, I don't know who this Evan guy is, but his essence is pretty good.
Listen, there is another campaign out there that does make this exact same joke. It's called Christmas Saving Show, and they're great, but they do have an essence of Evan. That's
amazing.
Wait, Christmas saving?
No, charisma. It's Captain Grayson and the team.
That's fully who I thought you mentioned. I fully thought you said Christmas saving show.
Saving show. This is.
It's just one of those fucking.
Well, you've got 10 months to do it.
TV.
We can totally get there.
It's like on TV at like 2 a.m. and it's like, well, today we have this beautiful diamond necklace, and if you call in today and buy it for $499, you too.
The Christmas saving show featuring Reese Witherspoon and Cameron Candace Bure.
But yeah, that was all I wrote out for Grimmier, and then it was all Tower from there, pretty much.
90% of my characters, campaigns, anything that I run is meticulously thought out and planned out. Judge was, all right, let's go down through and see which characters I've never played before, which races. And there were like 3. So I was like, all right, I kind of want to be a Minotaur. How does a Minotaur make sense? And then it just kind of snowballed from there. Every time I was like, all right, well, this is how even the class, like how I would make my way into be a cleric was, when I started following Bren, because I was like obsessed with how he was able to get through to that. I'm not that smart, so I couldn't be a wizard. So, I mean, he's a Minotaur by normal standards. All like animal creatures have higher wisdoms than intelligence. So I was like, all right, cool. He's a higher whiz character. So what scores work well with higher wisdom? Clerics. Cool. Let's do that. I was thinking druid, but I believe Patrick had his character made before mine. So I was like, cleric. So I'm a Minotaur cleric. So mine was very much a snowball creation.
Yeah.
And it was interesting. I don't know.
You made a bit of a backstory with your labyrinth and Bren, like being the only one to navigate it or something.
Yeah. Once he was able to get out of it, I became obsessed with. All right, how the hell did this guy do this? Turns out he cheated.
Yeah, he had help from some guy named Brandon Lee Mulligan.
Yeah, wall hacks.
my character, I started pretty much the same way. I was like, well, I want to play a Warforged druid. I was like, well, how is this gonna work? And then
I feel I've heard about your Warforged druid for like 3 campaigns now.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those classic like character creation things that you see online a lot, where it's like people are like, oh, like this would be an interesting idea, but I was like, how would this actually work? And then for some reason, like I started thinking about Android 16 from Dragon Ball Z, and he's just like, just like, oh, nature, and I was like, oh. Yeah, I was like, oh, perfect. This is this guy.
We should have kicked off WB's head so Lux could go Super Saiyan. Spoilers for Dragon Ball.
For season 2.
Yeah.
Sunken sea. Slippery sea. Open ocean. Anyway, then I was like, well, I like bees. So that's pretty neat.
And then the chat, the group chat was just like 2 days of bee facts and no character creation.
Character creation.
Yeah. Did you guys know that bees can tell time?
And when they bump into each other, they go, oop.
Honestly, I still remember the video you sent of like them turning the lights off and just everybody being like, and off work, off clock, on the ground. Wait, you still fly in the dark? Like what?
Yeah, they do.
That came up pretty early on in the campaign too. We were like, oh, well, Sinead was like, there's like no light in here. What are your bees gonna do? I'm like, well, there's actually one type of specific bee that actually does fly around at night. So those are the bees that he's using at this point in time. I did a lot of bee research. They work 9 to 5.
They're unionized.
Yeah. They have to be. Yeah. Fabian gets mad if everyone isn't in PPE, you know?
Yeah. BBE?
BBE, yeah.
BBE.
BPE. Bee protection.
E.
Equipment,
yeah.
We got there in the end.
What about Lux?
Yeah, I actually think I did a fair amount of backstorying for Lux just because honestly, Lux is probably the favorite character I've created so far. I just like really like. I don't know. I was
Lux is the favorite character of the campaign.
Oh, yeah, my favorite character out of all of your guys.
Yeah, all you guys. Yeah.
If I'm being honest.
No, I honestly like.
If not, I definitely am a big fan of Judge.
Yeah. No, I mean like on D&D Beyond, I have like 13 or like I have like 15 or 16 characters like made, and I was like, oh, how do I like? I don't want just like a generic character. How do I give them like an internal struggle? I was like, oh, we'll make somebody who like does magic but doesn't have to learn it, just does it, have to like, you know, hate themselves. I was like, well, how do you do that? Oh, okay, well, you just have terrible parents that hate this aspect of your life and tell you to hate it. So they kind of sprawled out from there, and then like that's when Sinead gave us the option of like, oh, you're allowed one magical item. Well, how would I get that, right? And so I used that in Lux's backstory, being like, oh, well, the captain who like trained him to be a swashbuckler died at sea, and Harry was there, and he's like, sweet, I'm captain now, but I'm only 18. And then he just stopped growing at that point and was like, I'm going to be 18 forever. And
Lux the Nepo baby.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, that's how Lux came to be, and I have about 2 or 3 pages of like backstory written out for him because I was like,
Rooney fucking killing it.
Lux is Peter Pan if Captain Hook was his dad and he killed Captain Hook.
Yeah. Or if like somebody killed Captain Hook before he found the Lost Boys. He's like, oh, I'm going to avenge this person now.
Avenge.
Yeah,
I will be the captain of the Hook now.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I had a similar character built a while ago. Just the concept of a wizard or a caster who doesn't want to be found out. I think they were dwarvish or something, right? And they were just in a clan that was very fighty. The only magic was like cleric-y, so they were just like a sorcerer with subtle spell, and like they just spam subtle spell, and once they ran out of sorcerer points, they just couldn't do anything. Right?
That would have been
anything with
smart
verbal or somatic, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes.
Did you not have subtle spell?
I did not have subtle
He
spell.
did not have subtle spell.
I had extended and twinned, and then I realized extended is stupid because none of my spells were like timed. They were all like a minute or 6 seconds, and I was like, oh,
Instantaneous.
Oh, Lux.
yeah. And I was like, oh,
You have
I
6
for
arms and you can't shoot?
Sure. Yeah, that's 100%.
Steve!
Yeah.
6 arms, no shooting stat.
Yes. And Rooney's right. There is nothing subtle about Lux Darkzephyr. Everything about him was designed to like misdirect and be bright and flashy. So, but I can't remember because we did that.
He's a rogue who wears a bright white coat. Yeah.
Yeah.
And a cloak of billowing that billows dramatically at every thought.
Even your blade is bright, like it's
Yeah.
broken, but it's a fucking sun blade.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He was. What I can't remember when we did the. It was a Gamers Against MS, and I think I kind of came up with the concept of Lux then because I did Duo, who was like the cleric warlock.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'd like that, just like internal strife of like 2 competing factors in your life, one on each shoulder. And I was like, oh, I could definitely do this in a longer format with like a slightly.
I can
different
see
twist on
that
it, right?
because when we first started playing, I was like, this is pretty similar to the MS character. Which no, the gamers versus MS
Yeah.
character. They're saying the whole thing.
I God, not to derail, but I still laugh at like us playing that one shot.
Oh.
You casting Sacred Flame, which doesn't give off heat to warm us up.
I am constantly every time so we did that before the summer because every time the kids at work were like, yeah, let's make s'mores, I was just like, yeah, that's a pretty useless fucking fire. Oh, look how bright it is. Cold s'mores, are you a fucking monster? What's wrong with you? Yeah, you stay here and do that. I'm gonna go over this way and actually do something effective.
So fucking funny.
The dirty dragon was not happy with your cold fire.
I was gonna say too, I loved very early on. I was like, yeah, Grimmier is gonna watch Lux because Grimmier's reactions are like casting that distant shield thing basically to make creatures reroll. And you're like, I'm gonna cast Misty Step,
Misty
and I'm
Step.
like, I'm looking right at you.
Nobody ever accused Lux of being smart.
It was just
No, they didn't.
it was just very funny. Were there I already know the answer to this question. Were there any major encounters, traps, clues the PCs missed or bypassed altogether? Yes.
No, we
Yeah.
found it all.
There was-
Tell us everything that was in every room we walked past.
There was a couple major ones though. There was actually in line with people's backstories. One of the things that I made up, like fully wrote out in my DM notes, but then I just didn't find a good spot for it in the campaign, was a trap that would have sucked you guys into memories of your backstories, so that we could
That
have
would've been
had
sweet.
like a cool immersion, so that people would have gotten to know your backstories a bit more. Except I was gonna twist them so that the like your most beloved characters in your backstories were like evil and cruel to you, and you would have had to do wisdom saves to figure out that this wasn't your actual memory. So I had Lux on the ship when his captain died, and I had Grimmier in the fight when Harry bested him, and I had Judge in the labyrinth when he first met Bren, and then I had WB in the forest with a large
bees.
troop of pre-bees, no bees, with
Just
a large
W.
troop of Warforged about to do some like weird mission. So that one didn't make
Just
it
going
in.
around blowing
I was
smoke,
kind of
putting the
upset that I
bees to
couldn't
sleep.
figure out a way for that to work because it was a fun one.
That would have been pretty cool.
That would have been
That would
hella
have been
cool.
so cool. Yeah.
And I had like, I had a couple mechanics, like a cascading wisdom check with initiative, so that whoever ended up going first, if they did well enough, could have busted into the vision of the next person and potentially helped
Ooh.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was one that I did try it pretty hard to figure out how it would make sense, but there wasn't, I couldn't sort out an actual reason that trap would exist in the world.
Did you, when you say cascading saving throw, so like if you the DC gets higher every time you attempt it?
No, it would have been like you guys would have rolled it. You would have activated the trap, however it activated, and then you all would have gotten sucked into like your own sort of headspace in your own memory, and there would have been an initiative to figure out who went first, and then you would have played through the memory. You would have had your saving throws to figure out that it was false, and then if you had done decently on the saving throw, you would have just snapped out of it. But if you had done really well on the saving throw, you could have gone into whoever was next in initiative.
The Dreamwalkers.
Yeah, essentially.
Nice.
And then you guys fully missed when you walked into one of those first rooms, and Lux just immediately rolled 2, I think, natural ones. That wasn't anything too major. That was just Queen Harry's crown had fallen off in the stable where they had first landed, so that was just going to be like sort of a check in the box. Yes, the queen is in the tower, but that was fine. There were only 2, like, I basically, like I said, kind of built the tower based on what was going on, so there were only 2 portions that you like truly missed. There was that room that you didn't go in right at the end.
I was thinking about that one actually. Yeah.
Turns out there was nothing in there.
And then there was
it's the break room.
The time early in the campaign when you could have gone outside or you could have gone inside.
Yes.
So if you'd gone outside, there were just different encounters and a different lore drop. There was a harpy encounter and a lore drop from a celestial that would have given you just context of where you were. And there was like a fun thing because queen harpies can shapeshift, so you would have thought it was Harry.
Whoa!
Oh,
that would have
been neat.
Yeah. And then the
fun thing is that when we do season 2 out on the open sea, harpies are known for being out on the ocean.
Yeah.
True.
The I guess so. The last one I fucking built. I was sure that you guys were gonna completionist it, and then you just fully were like, nope. Focused. Okay.
At the end, I have in my mind, I was no longer Justin playing Grimmier. I was Justin production. We're on a timeline. We gotta get shit done.
Yeah.
Grimmier was focused because my mind was like, we need to finish this tower.
Yeah. But yeah, right at the end. So in a meta sense, rescuing Gertch was sort of the beginning of the end because Gertch was able to tell you guys that you were almost at the end. And then the fact that you rescued Gertch without him dying got Grimmier a boon. And then there were boons for all of you guys if you had gone to the right spots. Ooh. Or in WB's case, if you had listened to Lux. When you guys killed that automaton, the like rolling guard, Lux literally looked at the cannon and was like, I wonder if you could strap this to yourself, WB.
I forgot about it. I forgot all about it.
And then you guys just went away.
I remember this.
But yeah, that was an arcane cannon from Explorer's Guide to Wildmount, and that was the item drop for WB.
Oh my god.
It's Sinéad taking 2 items all over again.
And then in the last room,
call it a weapon non-cannon.
In the last room, it was the like aquatic home base of all the large creatures that you guys have been fighting through the tower. So the honeycomb under the water in the like place where the octopus was, and then the black dragon wormlings that escaped through the tunnels all had a home base in an aquatic room, which was why you smelled the ocean in that last room. Right. And there was going to be the last dragon wormling that you hadn't killed, a bunch of giant sea monsters, and a hag. And then that was like,
I love fighting hags.
Yeah, that was like an optional boss. And it was the modified hag from Wildmount, because I know that Higdon has all the normal monsters memorized, so I pulled a lot of shit from Explorer's Guide to Wildmount.
Oh yeah, no.
But they're also fun.
And they fully fucking fooled me.
And that was where there was an item for Lux and there was an item for Higdon in the or there was an item for Judge.
What was the Judge item?
Yeah, I wonder what those two items were.
The Judge's item was what was it called? It was this really cool great hammer that did radiant damage, and it was like the picture of it is just the staff of the hammer and then an empty circle, and when you activate it, a fiery hammer appears in the circle.
So good.
And it was a magical hammer that you could have used. And then Lux was a spellcasting focus, one of those shards, and when you used it, I think it was the one that when you used it as a spellcasting focus, you could then teleport a certain amount when you cast a spell with it.
Are those from
Oh my
Tasha's?
god.
I think so, yeah.
I think those.
It's like a transposition shard or something.
Nice.
Yeah, something. I wonder if I have it in my...
I don't know the name of it, but yeah, like
Yeah, but it was...
when
yeah,
monsters
it was
have monsters have that ability, like they do something and they can bamf, it's transposition. It's dope. Well, that would have been cool.
Yeah, that would have been rad.
Lux.
Yeah, but
Mine
instead
was just-
Grimmier just got like a really overpowered thing, and
No. He scaled it on his own. It was
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be too overpowered, right? I got 3 attacks per round. I need to chill. So we
love
missed
that
a
we missed
lot.
that canon. Yeah.
Is the answer to that question. We missed so much.
I mean, only kind of, I
Yeah.
guess. Like,
I mean, that's
how much?
kind of D&D too, right? Especially like
Yeah.
where we're playing
Yeah.
not like a home game vibe where we just chill and look at every door for 10 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a little bit different of a vibe,
Yeah.
I guess.
Oh, okay. I found the names of them. If you wanted to look it up to see what you
Oh,
missed, it was an
Yes,
astral
please.
shard
Ooh.
for Lux,
Okay.
and
Which brings us to the astral plane.
Judge was called Dusk Crusher,
Whoa.
Oh my god.
Oh,
was
that
a-
sounds amazing.
Radiant Warhammer.
Fuck.
Yeah,
It's intense. Very intense names.
yeah. That was another part of my notebook, was just like, what cool items can I find? Because when you're already doing mid-level and it's a dungeon crawl that's going to end at a big fight anyway, I was just like, I'm going to give them overpowered fun things if they find
Yeah.
them.
May as well.
My god, it looks so badass.
The next question is was that all we missed? Sorry, was there anything else?
Yeah, I didn't build a whole lot. That I built the outside of the tower and the inside of the tower because that was early days and I didn't know. Like, there was one episode where you guys were just gonna, like, one session we had where you were gonna have to choose, and I needed to have both of them prepared. So that one was built as well, and then I had to build the whole top of the tower because I didn't know where you guys would go. But there wasn't a lot of the game where I had multiple options for where you could go, so there wasn't a lot that got built without you guys actually going to it.
Yeah. Makes sense. The next question is, did we have any backup characters in case we perma-died? I did not.
Who was gonna be the babysitter? Was that Higdon or Justin?
It wasn't
when we
me.
were building characters, somebody was like, what if I was the royal babysitter? Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
I was a little disappointed that one didn't play out.
Yeah. I've had that character made it for a while. But they were a roguish type as well, but
Yeah.
No, I came
They
up with
were-
Grimmier. I stuck with Grimmier, and I had no other plan after if Grimmier died. Then I would have had to.
I definitely still have that character here.
I definitely have a backup made because I was talking with some friends who were like watching as we were going, and I was like, oh, like you know, what happens if Lux dies? And I was like, oh, well, his sister Stacy Darkzephyr rolls in, and she'd be a warlock rogue who saw him do magic when they were kids, and was like, well, this is bullshit, and then signs a pact with the Eldritch God to find magic themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, the royal babysitter, his name is Fredo Eufronio Clamazzi.
Oh, Jesus.
Fredo. And he is a mark of finding human.
Oh, the mark of finding. I think you've been talking
Have
about
we moved
using
on to a new campaign? What's going on right now?
Yeah, we're rolling new
We're talking about
characters
backup characters.
right now. Yeah. Did you have a backup? Patrick?
Well, I didn't really, but we kept making jokes about Ed and Chad showing up in the tower afterwards, and it's like,
Yeah.
I was like, man, what a fucking perfect backup character. It's just Ed just strolls
Ed
in. It's just
rolls
like,
in.
what the actual fuck is going on in here? And I was like, it would have been so perfect if Lux and WB had to die, and then Ed and Chad walked in.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. That
But
would-
one backup character, which is the character that I want to use in the next campaign that I play in, is I've talked about this one before too. It's just a cat. It's literally just a cat. Not like a cat person, like a tabax or whatever. No, like a house cat that is a sorcerer.
Yes.
We've talked about this at great length over the years.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had one. Yes, they were. Yeah, it was like a slug or something like that, and they had a human familiar.
Guys, I gotta go.
Okay.
Cutting myself off here.
Yeah.
This was fun.
a wonderful,
Yeah.
a wonderful campaign.
A well-needed break, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
It's like I'll only be an hour.
Tell me lies,
usually our
tell me
setup.
sweet little lies.
But yeah, I'm glad that I actually got to come and join in. For
Yes.
this, so.
Yeah.
Likewise.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Okay. See
Bye,
ya.
Sinead.
All right, see you,
Bye.
Sinead. Thank
See you
you.
Bye. I was prepared. I think this will work. Whoa! And we're all here. Please let me know if
Ooh.
Sinead.
Transition.
If
Whoa,
Sinead
I like
comes-
that was rad.
transition.
If Sinead comes back, let me know because I can't see her.
That was a really, really nice transition. Like,
Thank you.
That was very good.
fucking man.
I crammed together some stuff, and this. Hey, thanks for joining. I'm happy Sinead was able to join because so much we didn't know about the campaign.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't. Sorry, Patrick. Did you finish up about the cat backup character? What's he doing? Oh, he's opening up a crinkly bar.
He's opening up a crunchy snack.
Yeah, but he muted.
The snack itself isn't crunchy.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
the rapper is. I appreciate the mute. Wait, emojis on screen. Hold on. Bees. All of the bees. A lot of them were around Patrick, which is coincidental. Yeah, I don't think.
Okay,
I think-
sorry, my bar is carrot caked flavored. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I don't think we had any other backups, right? I don't think.
What do you mean? Now listen. Don't talk to this guy about not having backups. I've got
Oh, yeah.
Jadinklage Morgoon. I got Lacarpatron Duke Marriott, Jack Marius, Tech Theratrix, Tiff Macalmarius.
You were just saying these are just
I-
syllables at this point.
I literally have one other D&D character that I would play, and was that my house in the window? I literally have one other character that I've created that I would make, and it's a warlock it's a dual crossbow warlock who's taken the offhand feat, so you can like fire 2 shots, I think, without penalty or something like that. I can't
Is that
remember the
what it's rolled?
details. Or sorry, no, it's the feat where you get 3 attacks when you're dual wielding light crossbows, and their warlock patron died, so they're siphoning the last bits of its energy for their
Ooh.
magic, and that's the only character I've thought about besides Grimmier for D&D.
Have I told you guys about my atheist cleric idea?
I think you mentioned. I don't remember, but it sounds familiar.
So I was thinking like just like a character who like walking around the world like doesn't believe in any of the gods, thinks they're all fake, and like just thinks that his divine magic is his own. And so like every morning you roll, I think there's 12, so you roll a d12, and it's just like, oh, 6 today, you're a nature cleric. And it's just like each god like is like, oh my god, it's your turn to convince him that we're real. Why do we do this every day? This is so dumb. And they're like, no, it's your turn, man. You go deal with it.
Yeah, that's super fun.
I do have that one prepped in like
that's such a good
at some
idea.
point in my life. Yeah.
Well, I wonder, can we rebuild all these characters in Pathfinder? What is next? What would
Far?
What? Yeah. Rudy put that meme in somewhere in our Discord one day. Grimmier, Grifar, wherever you are. What would our character coffee shop order be? I think an extra grande black coffee would be Grimmier's.
So I read through Rooney's questions the other day, and this is the only one that I thought about for a long time and didn't come up with anything. Like this kept going over me. I was like all day at work being like, man, what the fuck would WB order at a fucking coffee shop? But I finally just figured, you know what, he probably just wouldn't go in there. He'd be like, I don't understand what this is. This has nothing to do with bees.
You wouldn't go for like an orange pico tea with extra honey or some shit in it, like.
No, he just like doesn't understand the concept. He doesn't drink anyway. He's a robot.
Goes in and takes the espresso machine and walks out.
Judges.
He might go in and offer to sell them honey.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
Judge's
a good
order
business.
would definitely be Trenta black cold brew, but he would wait until he got home to put any milk in it because he didn't want the looks from using milk. Because he got no time for nut milk and seed milk and all those other milks. He needs beef milk. And people look when a Minotaur orders beef milk.
I hate nut milk. I hate it so much.
Yeah.
Beef
Milk.
It's up there with like
Yeah. Like why?
It's description.
it's big.
It's accurate.
Big milk steak vibes.
I've used beef milk
Milk
for
steak.
years.
Man, me and Shadow have been watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia from the beginning, and either last night or night before, we had the one where it was the milk steak. It was like they were making the dating site thing for Charlie.
Your favorite food?
What's your favorite food? Milk steak. You're like, what the fuck is milk steak? Okay, what are your favorite? What is supposed to be your hobbies? Ghouls.
Yeah.
Just little green little ghouls.
Grayson said we should put beef milk on a shirt.
Shirt, yeah.
I might just
man.
do that.
Milk steak with your finest jelly beans.
Lux, did you have an order?
No, this is awful because like I don't drink coffee, so I'm trying to think of like what Lux would have,
You don't
and it
drink
just popped into
coffee?
my brain. No, I know it's
What
awful.
the fuck
Don't-
is wrong
Just
with
yeah, just stop yelling at me. So Lux.
Shut up, Chad.
But how do you
Yeah,
get
exactly.
How do you get 7 breaks a day at work?
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I go for cigarettes. No.
Oh, okay.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
I smoke 2 packs a day.
I don't drink coffee. It's bad for you. I smoke to get my breaks.
No, so I think Lux he'd order hot chocolate, but you know, did you guys ever watch like the Simpsons movie where Flanders is making the hot chocolate for Bart when he's
And he
sitting in the
keeps
tree?
putting all the.
And he's just like, here's the hot chocolate, here's some marshmallows, here's some whip, here's like a graham wafer, and then he like torches it, and then he shreds some chocolate flakes on top. And Lux would be like, have to be the perfect amount of chocolate flakes, or he's like, it's not done right.
I'm just
For,
picturing.
like-
Oh yeah.
For like, I don't know, maybe like 3 months of my life, I was like obnoxiously into hot chocolate.
Mm.
And I never even got to that level. I don't know why I was like, super obsessed with hot chocolate. I drank tea. I love tea. I didn't drink coffee at the time though. But I've since seen the light and now drink coffee all the time.
Yeah, can't
Unlike
survive.
some other people here.
Can't survive without it. Yeah, I think that was everyone.
Takes a picture and throws it
throws
away.
Did it for the gram, you know.
For the gram
Yeah.
and gone.
That would be.
And just like that unicorn drink from Starbucks, they looked so good and they tasted like shit. Like,
Yeah.
they were disgusting.
Um,
Disgusting.
the last question I
That's
have.
disgusting.
The final question we have,
Well, this fucking one is.
unless we have anything in chat, but the final question we have here is something I did think about a lot actually. Who would win in a battle royale of our characters? And I think I have a good idea. Whether or not you want me to say it now, or if someone else wants to put out a guess.
I think this is where we reveal that Sinéad is back, and when it's time for the battle royale.
The battle royale begins.
Battle map, go!
I was thinking about this one too. I'm kind of torn between Judge and Grimmier.
I don't think Grimmier would win. I really.
If I had time to prepare my spells, I think I could curate the spells well enough.
I love big battle.
Big
It's
battle.
very good.
If that has to happen.
battle.
Yeah, it's got to be the name.
Yeah.
Oh fuck!
Maybe
We
we'll
should
do it.
definitely
Maybe
a big battle royale.
Sinead will be Harry, because I mean you don't need a DM really for.
No,
No.
not unless you have like environmental shit. But we could already have that preset on like
a gimmick.
a table, and every turn we roll a
Yeah.
d20, and something only happens for like 9. 9 random numbers between 1 and 20, and we roll a d20 every turn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be fun.
Oops, no DMs.
I
The HP boys are winning out.
I think if it's like a no holds bar, we all of our characters are, mind warped to know that hey, you need to fight to win. I think WB would be the last standing character.
I don't think so, because if he was a Circle of the Moon druid, then I would say yes.
Yes.
But he's Circle of the Shepherd because I'm an idiot and don't know how druids work. And if anybody wants to know how druids work, is pick Circle
of the Moon.
Yeah. The other ones don't fucking matter.
No. They're there to fill pages in books.
Yep.
Don't you-
Circle of the Moon is the only druid.
Yeah,
The
it
rest of them
definitely
are just
comes down to
pretenders.
WB and Judge for sure. The final two,
Yeah.
in my mind, are WB. Yeah. But yeah, that's
I
it.
don't know,
Like,
I still think that Grimmier would end up winning.
But
So I feel like you could deal so much more damage.
you get the HP
Yeah.
bumps from Wild Shape, though, right? That you could.
It's not a lot because my choices are limited.
Yeah, that
where
really
I can
does
just do
hurt.
Circle of the Moon.
I love it. No one.
Well, I was waiting for Josh.
I think
to-
Lux would win.
Okay. The problem with Lux is he's super I have like the lowest AC, probably lowest HP. Lux is
Glass cannon.
literally a glass cannon,
Yeah.
right? You have to hit him once, maybe twice. Like if Grimmier uses hits him, he gets 3
just
attacks
sing
and hits
one
him 3
lullaby.
times with your whatever tattoo thing. Lux is dead.
Yeah.
Like it.
Well, I think it's
Right, like-
hard to be a rogue in a battle royale
Now,
too.
I think
right?
Yes.
I think it would change too if all 4 of us were given, like, if we actually had those items,
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, very
right?
much so.
So,
Yes.
like, if Grimmier got his tattoos, Lux had his
Teleport.
transposition ability. The Dusk Hammer has the ability to cast Sunbeam freely. Like,
I don't think
WB has
I don't think
one additional B.
well, no, you have an arcane cannon. Remember, you just didn't use it.
or pick it up.
No, I forgot about that.
I think Lux doesn't
No, I
have
think it
evasion.
did.
I'm one rogue level shy of evasion.
Yeah.
I
That's
took
level
an extra
7 or level
sorcery.
8?
Is it 7? Oh, I thought it was 6.
Because I have evasion because of Shield Master
Yes.
ability.
Lux has uncanny dodge,
Yeah.
as well as being able to disengage very easily with attacks. But I don't have.
Yeah,
a version yet.
that's a swashbuckler thing.
Yes. Yeah. The non-canon canon. Yeah. So what I think would end up happening is Lux would do a lot of damage to one person and then get taken out.
To Grimmier.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Grimmier would
And
redirect
thinking
it to Judge.
Who would just heal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, nope, I'm not taking this damage
If,
here.
Yeah.
the only way that I think that WB could really stand on his own in at Battle Royale is if I had the ability to use more than one concentration spell at a time, so that I could. Because the thing that I wanted to do with Circle of the Shepherd, but then I found out it's actually really hard to do, is like summon more things.
Right.
But it's really hard to do because you can only have one concentration thing at a time.
At a time, yeah.
Rooney just said to make alliances, but now I'm thinking, what if we were on like a Survivor one shot?
Oh my god.
We're at Judge's Resort, you know, and it's the Survivor challenge.
Yeah.
Oh, if I have home court advantage, y'all are fucked.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think like Rooney said, the Lux
we need
needs to do guerrilla tactics
now
like
to
hit
set
and run, right?
up a Survivor D&D.
Survivor challenge.
How many people are on Survivor?
10, 8, something like that.
10, 12.
No, more than that.
No,
it's
it's
like
more
10
than
on a
that.
team. It's like 20 or 25
Oh, is it? Wow.
total.
Sad
Yeah, I think
Survivor.
like 20.
Sad
Survivor.
Sad Oh man.
Hell yeah.
Rooney's crushing it tonight.
Yeah.
I would not want to be the DM for that.
No, absolutely not. I don't think unless do we have any questions? Anyone in chat have any questions about the series? You just don't.
You don't want to
No,
be
I do
Jeff.
not want to be Jeff.
No.
The Jeff Master.
Yeah.
Jeff.
the JM.
Yeah, the Jeff Master for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I have anything. If anyone has anything, we'll wait for a couple of seconds for chat to catch up. If anyone has questions,
Grayson is correct. We did just hive mind, just like a what are they
bee?
called?
An
Mind
ant colony?
flayers. You know those
Those-
Creative Common creatures
I
from.
I should have had
D&D.
beholders everywhere on our screen. We're selling beholder T-shirts. Can't fucking stop us.
WB can now reveal the fact that he actually is a beholder.
New JRPG.
Oh fuck.
Jeff
Yeah.
Rooney is always on fire. That's the secret.
Yeah.
That's the secret about Rooney.
The secret sauce.
It truly. Yeah.
Whatever runes Rooney is talking about in her username have unlocked great
Power.
joking powers for her.
Punishing abilities.
Punisher, control.
Control. Yeah, I
Wink,
think.
Yahoo!
God, I would love to come back to at least the setting Tall Tower. Yeah, I think it would be amazing. The world that Sinead has made. I'd love to come back to and have like us out on the water going place,
Yeah.
like maybe even have an idea of where we're going and stuff like that. I think it'd be super fun, honestly.
Yeah, this is the first like D&D classic campaign that I've done in like 3 years. Excuse me.
CC sequel. I love it.
And it definitely it's reinvigorated like my want to get back into classic D&D. I love the modern settings. I love the space shit. I like it's all super fun and I love trying new things, but like man, I just love D&D classic.
Yeah.
Like holy hell.
Yeah.
High fantasy is just fun. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just like a fun
Yeah.
setting to play in.
And Patrick talking about, like the campaign that we were doing, in-house before the pandemic. I really want to get that on the go again too. So
Yeah.
I mean, once we all take our turns, that'd be dope as hell to get back into Mirror Barrel.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
That'd be sick.
That'd be fun.
I mean, I literally have like
and Kevin.
the full. Like I said earlier, like I over prepare. Like I build out every single city has like.
Listen, I've been in your house.
literally-
I've seen the map in your kitchen. I know what you were talking about when you're saying over prepared.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like the first session, it's like, all right, what do you guys want to do? Okay, I'm gonna totally put you on rails so that you go to this store and ask for a map. Oh, you want a map? Here's a map. Made to scale with this little string with little notches on it, so that when you ask how far something is, I'm like, I don't know, figure it out. You got a map.
Walk out to Nathan's kitchen for the first time, and I'm like, "Oh, look at all this drafting equipment. I wonder if he's a drafter." Nope, it's just for a D&D map.
Just for D&D.
Rooney said, "It's always fun to play stuff that largely works on the logic of it's cool because magic," which is exactly what we did in that one shot where I was just like, "It's magic or whatever." It's just fucking magic. That's the logic.
Oh, man. Thinking about the battle royale made me think about when we were playing. What was the name of the campaign? The Double Blacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Guilfoyle.
Justin had us all fight ourselves at one point in time.
Yeah, a doppelgangers.
And, the doppelganger version of Mufasa killed Mufasa
in one.
And I was just like,
in one round.
Yeah, and I was just like, "Jeez, well, that makes sense, I guess." Like,
monk shit. Monks are overpowered.
Monks, especially when they have the exact magic items.
Magic items
to be very overpowered.
Yeah. Yeah, that was very fun. Yeah, I think unless we have anything else, I think that might be where we call it. I believe we're going to be working on our Monster of the Week campaign run by Higdon, which is going to be very rad. Monster of the Week fucking rules. It's a fun system.
I'm very excited for that.
He's got the book. He's got the book.
He's got the book.
He's got the power.
He's got the power.
Yeah, we're gonna we've been on a little mini hiatus, but we're gonna hopefully get into that as soon as possible, and we're gonna release a few episodes to begin with. So it's not gonna be just one episode; it's gonna be a couple. So that's fun, and we'll probably do a session 0. We'll release that as well. But yeah, Telltale Tower was very, very fun. I had a great time. I played a little bit in Higdon's home game, but aside from that, I hadn't been a player really in a hot minute. So it was nice. It was fun. I think with all of that said, I think we're gonna raid someone, right? Thanks, friends, for hanging out.
Check out the legends in those shadows.
Oh no.
We're gonna raid our good friends at Live from the Apocalypse. Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for getting in chat and making puns, and
thanks for getting in the comments.
Get in the comments.
Get in the comments.
Yeah, we're gonna raid our friends Live from the Apocalypse. Thanks for hanging out tonight, and we will catch you all later on. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Stick around for the raid.
Bye.
Bye. Good night.